The Colombo Stock Exchange ended Tuesday's session largely unchanged, with the ASPI easing 14.67 points, minus 0.07%, to 21,402.80, reflecting a relatively balanced trading environment. Meanwhile, the S&P SL 20 declined marginally by 2.35 points, minus 0.04%, to 5,983.14, indicating limited movement among the market's more liquid large-cap stocks. Overall, the session pointed to cautious investor sentiment and a lack of strong directional momentum, as gains in selected counters were largely offset by declines in key stocks. Market activity remained moderate, with total turnover of LKR 1.52 billion and crossings of LKR 438.26 million, while Dialog Axiata plc and Asari Hospital Holdings plc recorded the highest traded values. The market capitalization stood at LKR 7,771.60 billion. Foreign investor activity remained relatively stronger on the sales side, with domestic investors accounting for 96% of total purchases, while foreign investors contributed 4%. On the sales side, domestic investors recorded LKR 1.11 billion, compared with LKR 412.47 million in foreign sales, indicating continued net foreign selling. The day's top gainers were led by Millennium Housing Developers plc, followed by Hunas Holdings plc, Asia Siaka Commodities Limited, Office Equipment plc, and Mercantile Shipping Company plc. The gains were concentrated mainly among smaller and mid-cap counters, reflecting selective buying interest and stock-specific activity despite the broader market remaining largely flat, with the ASPI declining marginally by 0.07%. The day's top losers were led by Insurme Insurance Brokers plc and Sanasa Development Bank plc, followed by Cargo Boat Development Company plc, Expac Corrugated Cartons plc, and Wascadua Beach Resort plc. The selling pressure was particularly visible in the financial and leisure-related counters, with Sanasa Development Bank among the notable negative contributors to the ASPI. Overall, the decline in these counters reflected selective profit-taking and stock-specific selling pressure, while the broader market remained relatively stable. The top positive contributors to the ASPI were Hatton National Bank plc, Richard Puris and Company plc, Browns Investments plc, Access Engineering plc, and Nullaloka Hospitals plc. Their positive price movements provided support to the broader index and helped cushion the impact of declines in other counters, contributing to the ASPI's relatively modest 0.07% decline for the day. Notably, Richard Puris was also identified among the positive ASPI contributors in recent CSE market reporting. The top negative contributors to the ASPI were Dialog Axiata plc, John Keells Holdings plc, Sanasa Development Bank plc, Prime Lands Residencies plc, and Asari Hospital Holdings plc. Their declines exerted downward pressure on the broader index and offset gains from counters such as Hatton National Bank and Richard Puris. As a result, the ASPI closed marginally lower by 14.67 points, minus 0.07%, at 21,402.80, indicating that the negative contribution from these key counters was relatively limited but sufficient to keep the index in negative territory.